Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late December 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you beautiful people out there. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Getting ready for the new year. We are in the holiday season. Hope you're all ready. You're all on the nice list this year, right? So let's get it going. What do we got for the Leos here in late December? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo, please. Guides and spirit team, what's happening with my friends here? So we are getting very close to the new year. There it is. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, full steam ahead type of energy. I do like this card. Generally, when I see it, it reminds me similar to like a chariot energy or that fiery wands type of energy. Extremely powerful divine feminine energy right here in the front end of this reading. So this could be really, really good, depending on what shows up in the whole reading itself, though. But before we fully get into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more about this card. So we see this strong, powerful, divine feminine figure pointing off in the distance. She's like, yeah, we're going this way. This is the way to go, full steam ahead type of energy. So I do feel like this is a very powerful, positive energy in general. Now, for some of you, you might just have the future on the mind, right? You could be future focused, like, okay, what's coming down the pipeline? What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? This is like a lot of powerful, fiery energy when I see it, and it can be very good. But the one thing I will say, it's also a little aggressive. So for some Leos, maybe you're feeling a little more aggressive than you normally are. You might be dealing with an aggressive individual when this card shows up. It all really depends. But to me, this is somebody that knows what they want. They know what they want to do, where they want to go, and it's revving up the engines, like, okay, it's almost time now. So I like the fire. I love the fire energy we got going on right there. I'm gonna put her down. Let's get into tarot now. And I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright, and we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos in late December, please. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a bit of a doozy. It's like we started off very good last week, but then as we went further in the reading, a bigger picture was starting to come into focus. The reading was titled Beware of This Person. And I usually don't say that lightly, right? I was getting the energy of a person that is very volatile, that they can switch from being like happy to angry. There's a lot of like energy switching, emotion switching. So if you're connected to a person, they're very unpredictable, or they could go from really nice to really mean at the drop of a dime. They were showing up in last week's reading. So let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, every reading is different. Energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe, we could be seeing someone you're connected to, right? Let's get you 3 cards. You know how it goes, my friends. What do we got for Leo, please? Late December. Okay. Ooh, all right. Starting off pretty good. We got the Empress in position number 1. I like that. Beautiful Venus energy, strong, beautiful goddess. All right, let's get a couple more out here. We'll really start building this picture out. Lovely. I always like when the Empress shows up in a reading to me. Okay, 5 of Pentacles. Saw this in the Aries reading as well. So it's interesting that we have like this yin-yang of energy happening here, where it's like super, super positive. Then we have this energy, which is kind of a drag. Let's keep moving. Let's get one more out here. Then we'll really start to build this picture for the Leos. Thank you. 4 Swords, huh? Okay. So we're really going to need to take a deeper look into all of this, that's for sure, because there's a bit of complexity here this week, Leo. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance, when I see this type of spread, there is a lot of positive energy, but at the same time, there's a bit of a struggle bus going on here with the 5 of Pentacles. And then this 4 of Swords is like kind of not doing anything. Like it's like off in its own la-la land. I'm kind of picking that up here. But it's interesting. We have like Venus, we have Earth, we have some air energy. So it could be a mixture of things that you're going through. It could be all one thing. It all really depends. But let's go through one by one and really start to build this picture out. Starting with the most positive card, or one of the most positive cards in the deck, we have the Empress, beautiful aspect of the divine feminine, similar to that oracle card, right? When I see the Empress, this is that goddess type of energy. Now, it could represent a Taurus that you're connected to, it could represent a Libra that you're connected to, because they're ruled by Venus as well. When I see her, I think of wins and victories and blessings. The Empress to me represents potential, good things. So for a lot of you, yeah, this could be a win of some kind coming down the pipeline. There's a lot of abundance with this. So yeah, sure, it could connect to nature and stuff like that. But whenever I see the Empress, I think of possibilities and blessings and just all good things. It's very fertile as well. It could represent mother figures or motherhood in some form or fashion. So that's something to keep an eye on. We love her energy. It's totally different than what we have going on here in the back. As I always say, every card has positives and challenges. A challenge of the Empress card is that sometimes it could be a little stubborn, right? It could be an energy that it's set in its ways, right? It does have that type of energy to it. And sometimes it could be feeling a little smothered. So maybe some of you are feeling some cabin fever, or somebody might be cramping your style in some sort of way. But moving to the center, this is where we get that energy switch, because we're going from super abundant blessings into this Five of Pentacles. So whether this is how two people are feeling, like one's feeling this way, the other's feeling that way, the Five of Pentacles has a couple of warnings for us. Now, this is a common energy for us to see around the holiday season. Sometimes it could be someone feeling a bit lonely, feeling a little isolated. You might be missing someone might be missing you when this card is here. In its roughest extreme, the Five of Pentacles could represent abandonment issues, or feeling like you've been abandoned in some sort of way. We're not going to lean into that as of yet. Five of Pentacles could also represent monetary issues. So in this time, make sure you're budgeting and not going too wild on the gifts, right? When we have Five of Pentacles energy. But the positive or silver lining of this card, to me, could be someone set to go on their own journey, like a solo journey of some sort. So we'll see what's up. But there's a longing here with this card. And I was picking it up in the Aries reading as well. Like there might be somebody missing another person, or there's a longing here that we'll absolutely want to dig into further, because it's the complete opposite of what we have going on here in the front, where this is like everything. This energy feels like it has nothing. So moving to the back end, this is where we get a very chill, mellow type of energy with the Four of Swords. Okay. As I said, like we have all this happening up here, then the Four of Swords is kind of just like doing its own thing. It's like off in la la land. Now this card could represent sleep, and it's a card of spirituality and meditation. Make sure you're getting proper rest. You might be having interesting dreams. It reminds me of the Nine of Swords in that way, where it is linked inherently to the dream state. But for some of you, maybe it's spirit just saying like, hey, maybe meditate on something. If you're going through an issue, a problem, a situation, maybe you should meditate on it. The Four of Swords is not a card that's moving. Notice that it is still. It is planted. So there's a sturdiness to it. And we kind of get that here throughout the whole reading, actually. There's a bit of a sturdiness to all this energy. So hopefully you're not feeling frustrated with anything, because this energy, it doesn't feel super movable as of yet. So we'll see what the Four of Swords is about. The good thing about the Four of Swords is that it can represent rest, recuperation, healing, getting better. But at the same time, it's an energy. It's like, okay, why isn't this moving? Go. Like you're poking something, like go, do something. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for the lovely Leos and see what's happening. My guides, talk to me. What's going on, my Leo collective here? And yeah, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Empress here and see what's happening. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Empress time. Let's see what's happening. Why do we have the Empress in the mix for the lovely Leos in late December, please? Thank you. Okay. Seven of Wands. Yeah, this energy could be somebody fighting for what they want or fighting for their happiness. It's very determined. A lot of you might have like an idea in your mind or a goal in your mind that you will not give up from. And that's a beautiful thing. Remember, I did also say Empress could sometimes be a little smothery. The Seven of Wands could also feel trapped. So I would say for some of you, yeah, If you're feeling cabin fever, if you're feeling backed in the corner, you might need to go out and have a little bit of fun with this type of energy. But one thing I can say about this is a card where someone will blast through whatever life lines up for them. So when I see it under a card like the Empress, I'm thinking blessings and rewards, right? Like someone who's walked down a long road. They've been through a lot of things. They've been through a lot of trials and tribulations. And then this Empress energy comes in. So I'd say for a lot of Leos, this is claimable energy, especially if you're going through a time of struggle, problems, situations that you could be rewarded for your efforts, or there could be some big, big blessings coming in. And we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of the reading, but I do feel like that's good. Once again, if you're feeling cabin fevery, if you're feeling like your back's against the wall in some sort of way, or with any situation, maybe mix up your regularly scheduled program, right? Maybe go out and have a little bit of fun, whatever that entails to you. But for a lot of you, I feel a reward coming in, like a job well done, a reward or a blessing. All right, this is someone that's been through a few things. So I'd say that's good. That's claimable energy. We're going to keep pressing over to that Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I really want to see what's happening with this Five of Pentacles, Four of Swords. See what's happening there. A lot of you, yeah, you might just be that never give up, never surrender type of mind state. And that kind of brings us back to what we had back here, which I would say is a good energy to lean into in this time. Okay, so let's see why that Five of Pentacles is in the mix. Why is that Five of Pentacles here? All right, the deck is being a little, all right, being very specific here. Okay, Five of Swords in reverse. We have the double fives. Repeating fives in numerology is kind of like tower energy when I see it. Now, the fact that the Five of Swords is in reverse is good. So for some of you, there could be some sort of battle or struggle or problem even that is like finally coming to a close. And this energy that I'm picking up in the middle is like that wounded warrior, similar to the Nine of Wands, where it's like, all right, I've been through this. I've been through this fight. I've been through this struggle. Now there's a possible time for needing to heal or rest and recuperate. I'm picking that up heavily here in the middle. So for a portion of you, yeah, there might be a big problem or a tough situation that you've been going through. The Five of Swords in reverse to me does represent people putting their swords down. In its worst case scenario, this card could sometimes represent individuals that are a little narcissistic, right? People that are very selfish or full of themselves. In reverse, underneath the Five of Pentacles, it's like, okay, I'm not going to fight it anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. Whatever this problem is, whatever this situation is, like I'm over it type of energy. Like not over it in that way, but it's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to struggle. So there could be somebody that might want to make peace with you. And we'll see when we get to this Four of Swords, but that's just the vibe I'm picking up. Even though like we have this fight in the beginning, this one isn't wanting to. Okay, so maybe there's someone that's just not matching your energy. That's a big possibility, where it's like you might be never give up, never surrender, but there's like an energy here in the center that's just totally opposite, where it's like, okay, whatever you say. Whatever you say. Let's keep moving. Now, I do feel like it could be improvement, but once again, I'm getting that wounded warrior type of energy where someone may have been through a big problem or situation. There needs to be some recuperation. Let's see what that Four of Swords has to say. Then we'll keep moving forward. So let's go in on that. Do our recap, then we'll get into the shadow card. So why is the Four of Swords here? Maybe it'll give us a nice little bow on the end of this reading. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords energy, very stern, very serious. This could be an air sign that you are connected to, that you may be having some issues with. Now, when I see the Queen of Swords, I do tend to see this as a very good, honest, straightforward type of energy. Someone that sees things clearly, they see it for what it is, and that could be an energy you're stepping into right now, this Queen of Swords energy. It's like, all right, I'm going to handle something logically. If you have been going through the problems or issues, like I'm going to think my way out of this. There's a time for emotion, there's a time for the mind, and that's an energy I pick up with this Queen of Swords. But one thing here, she could be severed from her emotions. So maybe some of you or someone you're connected to is feeling a little bit cold, or they're like, you know what, like I've just been through so much type of energy. So I did say I was feeling like, yeah, the problems, the situations, we have this never give up, never surrender, but at the same time, there's this tiredness I'm picking up here. So this could be a warning here on the back end, possibly, that you should take resting, recuperating, and just building that energy back in a very serious way. And I think you would when I see this type of energy. It's like, I do not want to be disturbed. type of energy here on the back. It's like, don't disturb me. So there might be someone that you're purposely not speaking to in this time, or there's someone it's like they just feel very cold, this energy here on the back, but it's for a purpose. That's a big vibe I'm picking up. So if you've been going through some tough situations or big problems with a specific person and they're acting very cold, which we see here on the back end, it's only because it's like the energy has been drained and they need to recuperate. That's just the vibe I'm picking up. But once again, for some of you, you might just be in that mode like, don't bother me. Don't bother me. Don't bother me. This is the mode I'm in right now. Just like, yeah, leave me alone type of energy. Let's go through and do a quick little recap here, because it feels like the reading was getting more complex as we were going on. So let's go through piece by piece. But if you look here in the box before we get into the shadow card, we have the Empress with the 7 of Wands in the upright. Now, I did say this could be very good energy, but this kind of looks like a storyboard now, where we have this energy of someone who's like, I'm never going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting for this. I'm going to keep fighting down this road. It doesn't matter what you stack up against me. I'm determined, never giving up, which could be good because for some of you, I do see blessings coming in and I see rewards coming in for that oomph, for that zest. But there could be someone that's not matching your energy, because as we move over, we have the 5 of Pentacles with the 5 of Swords in reverse. And it was giving me Wounded Warrior vibes, where it's like, all right, I gave it all I had. I put all my energy out. And it's like, there's, yeah, someone who's going through a big problem right there, or they see a situation as very problematic and they put a lot of energy into it. So whereas this one's not giving up, this one kind of is, or I don't want to say it's giving up. It needs to recuperate or recharge its batteries. And we see it on the back end because we have the 4 of Swords with the Queen of Swords in the upright, being very serious about that, serious about boundaries. Like, listen, just don't bother me while I'm in this mode right now. Like, I need time to recharge and refresh and recuperate. And it's somebody looking at things in a very logical manner. Now, you might be dealing with someone who's acting a little bit cold, but I do feel it's for a purpose, more of so like recharging or gaining back that emotional energy, right? Because like in here, this felt like it got drained out. So do with that what you will, Leo. Please take a screenshot. Let's get into a shadow card. Yeah, some of you watch out for burnout and getting drained in this time. But yeah, let's see what's in the shadows for you, my friends. So there's some good in this week's reading, but let's see what the shadows has for Leo here. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see what's happening, whether it's something within you or maybe it's something you don't quite see. It doesn't always have to be a challenge. So what's in the shadows for Leo? And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it down in the comments below. Several different tiers to choose from, obviously no pressure, but it's a beautiful way to support the channel. So let's get it going here, my guides. Talk to me. Shadows for Leo. Okay. That shadow card flew out of my hands. We have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, very similar to what I was picking up in the main part of this reading in general. The Ace of Cups is a card of love. It's a card of care. So for some of you, yeah, if you're dealing with cold individuals or whatever it might be, just know that this is highlighting some very deep emotional connection and love. However, sometimes this cup turns upside down and it needs to be refreshed in some sort of way. I would say for a lot of you with this Ace of Cups, there could be some opportunities and offers coming your way in the very near future. So for a lot of you with this as a shadow card, there could be some really good, exciting opportunities coming in or offers that you might want to jump on here, which is a very good thing. But once again, letting someone recharge their emotional batteries is very, very important. We're picking that up here in multiple places. So Leo, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the November subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for December, I'll be giving away 3 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's one of my favorite new decks out there, and it's really enjoyable to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you think tarot is best used for? Is it for looking at love situations, the past, the future, energy checks? Whatever it is, you drop your answer down in the comments below. And as always, the winners will be announced at random at the end of December. My friends, as always, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.